What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back at Dealer Auto Auction here in Oklahoma City for another walk around. So let's jump into this video today and see what we find. Well, I can already tell you what we found. We have found the rental car section, and these can be a lot of fun. Most of them are going to be your run-of-the-mill Malibus and V6 Mustangs, V6 Camaros, four-cylinder Yodas, and things of that nature. Even occasionally a Kia Soul, but sometimes you come across a V8. Unfortunately, this is not one of those What an idiot. I'm going to leave that in there. This is a GT, which looks really tough. From a distance, I thought that said RT. From a distance over there, I thought this said it was an RT. I did know it was missing the Hemi badge, but I thought that was an RT. So that whole thing didn't work. So let's continue on, and hopefully we will find one that's a V8. See, right there. There's an RT. There we go. There we go. There. I knew we would come across one. Man, these Mopars, I love them. I was at David Stanley just yesterday buying my new truck, and they've got a couple of Super B Chargers on the floor that just last call editions. You know, they've got a Rebel last call. They've got some beautiful cars, and I kind of got the Mopar bug a little bit after going there. Don't really want to spend $60,000-$70,000 on one. Ooh, this engine rattles. And it's got a flat tire. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This is the one. Let's turn that off. This is the one that has the window tint on the outside, isn't it? Yeah, it is. We've already looked at this one, and it's got a flat tire, so we can't test drive it. Yeah, we've already seen this car, so dang it, man, dang it. I like the car, I do. Obviously, it didn't sell, so yeah, it's back. It's definitely been moved. I would be interested in this. I would. I mean, I'd scrape all that horrible window tint off of it. It's not a bad looking car, guys. It's not. The body looks good, interior's good, it smells decent. There are some concerns. There's a big dent where this sunroof is, which you can't see it, but it's, you know, it's probably nothing. Surely it wasn't involved in a nasty collision. The frame was bent. I'm serious. I don't think it was. But I have noticed on some of these Dodges, at the sunroof, on the back corners, they seem to bend in. I don't know why that is, but I don't like it. So let's continue and see if we can find anything else with a loud, obnoxious, powerful V8. I already see one. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about right here, guys. You just got to look for them. Yep. A Toyota Prius, a 2022. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I'm not out here looking for a Prius. The chances, I guess, of finding any of these unicorns, I like to call them, because rental car companies, this is what they're all about. You know, all right, you get the look of a Mustang, you know, but you don't get the power. And most people don't care. Most people, your average person, they don't care. All they're about is the look. It's a Mustang, it's a convertible, you know, you're in a drop top, and this car is going to get all the chicks. And if you're a woman, well, this car is going to get all the dudes, right? Well, no, I don't think that's true. If it is, then sad times we're living in today, and that's all I'm going to say on that. No, but this is different, and I hate to admit that I kind of like the looks of this car, but I really like the looks of this Buick. This is not, what's the commercial? It's not your grandma's Buick. That's sharp, man. That's sharp. 2017, this is an older car with 51,000 miles on the odometer. It's a LaCrosse Premium. And man, this thing is slick. It's got a pretty nasty whoopsie right there, but I'll bet that could be fixed. Probably aluminum. Yeah, I'm certain this is aluminum. This, you know, not your grandma's Buick. This is probably exactly your grandma's Buick. I'd be willing to put money on it that this was absolutely grandma's Buick, being a 2017 with only 50,000 miles on the odometer. This is so nice. I want to drive this one. I'm assuming that under the hood is a 5.3 liter front wheel drive V8. I'm kidding. It's probably a 3.6 liter V6. I hope they did not put a 4-banger under the hood of this car. Somebody did a horrible job polishing this out, and it's got streaks. Yeah, that's really bad. That's really rough. Brian would be like screaming looking at that. There you go, perfect. 3.6 liter. Direct injection, I'm pretty sure it's direct injection. Yeah, 3.6 direct injection VVT. It's the exact same engine that is in everything. They put this in everything, man. I've got it in my 2016 Impala.
Our good friend.
But I'm going to be honest with you. I like this better than the Impala, guys. I never considered a Buick. I've considered Cadillac. Obviously, I've considered Chevy because I have a couple of Impalas at the house right now. I never thought of a Buick. Buick is not one of those brands that just typically crosses my mind. I must be getting old. That's what it is. It's got to be. I'm getting old because I'm looking at this car and I'm like, wow, this is really nice. It's a Buick, man. It's a Buick. Stop it. You're getting old. You got a nice little screen, not a very big one, but you got a nice little screen here. You've got air-conditioned seats, too, which is really nice. Sport mode, because, you know, vroom, vroom, this V6 is crazy fast, in case you guys were not aware. Well, let's take it out and just see how fast it is. All right, so we are parked in parking spot number, I don't know, 220? We're right next to 222. That's all I know. We're right next to 222. I'm also curious what you could expect to pay wholesale for this. It's going to be a little bit of money because of the mileage. So that's to be expected. You're not going to get this for like $6,000. Whatever it was I paid for my 2016 Impala with 170,000 miles and paint splattered all over it and drugs inside of it. This is not going to be that. This one will definitely be a little more. So far, well, it rides like my Impala. It really is the Impala. It's just got a different design on the inside and the outside. I would be willing to bet that most of it is shared with the Impala, except for, well, everything on the interior and the body. I'm kind of joking, but like mechanically wise, this is the Impala. So, oh. Speed limit exceeded? I got a notification on the instrument cluster that I exceeded the speed limit. I didn't. So I'm gonna go slower rolling into it this time, because my goal is not to spin tires. Some cars will and some cars won't, and it's really hard to tell until you get into them. This car does spin the tires a little bit before the traction control kicks in. So I'm gonna roll into it a little bit, and then I'm gonna hit the throttle. Here we go. Roll into it and then hit the throttle. There we go. Speed limit exceeded. Okay. All right. It easily got up to 60 miles an hour. Not a problem getting up to 60 way before we had to start slowing down. So excellent power. The brakes feel great. It rides perfect at speed. You get up to 60 and it is still nice and smooth. There's no pulling, there's no pulsing, no vibrating, nothing of that sort. This is a really nice car, and I'll bet it's not going to be as cheap as the Impala, but I'll bet this is not going to be some crazy expensive car. Now I've got to figure out We were parked next to 220. Let me figure out where this thing goes so I can put it back. It's very important, guys, to put these cars back where you found them. And the reason for that is when these cars run through the auction tomorrow, they have a list and they know where all of these cars are. You know what I mean? Like, all of these cars have to be in order or you really screw up. You really screw up their rotation. I think this is 220 right here. Oh wait, we weren't in 220. We were parked next to 220. Give me a minute. I can't do all of this. All right, I put it back where it came from. That AC is nice and cold. Air-conditioned seats work. I'm looking at the gauges after taking it for a little run, and temperature looks good. It's got plenty of fuel. Volt's good. Everything looks really, really solid here. No warning lights on the dash at all. This is a really nice car. You got this panoramic roof right here too. Really nice. OnStar, of course. That comes with just about everything anymore. One form of it or another. Not necessarily OnStar, but just about everybody has their own connected type of service to these vehicles. You comment below and tell me what you think. It's got Bridgestone Potenza tires. Potenza? Did I say Potenza? Potenza tires. And sitting right next to it is a Malibu, you know? Now, there's a Lexus right there I kind of want to look at. How about the thumbnail? A 2019 Lexus NX200t. What an interesting looking vehicle. Very angular. Extremely angular. Man, I don't know whether I love it or I hate it. There's a lot to absorb here. There's a lot to take in on this Toyota. I'm sorry, I meant Lexus. Of course, it's got excellent tires. Body looks great. Paint looks great. I just don't know how I feel about all the angles. There's a lot going on with this vehicle, and it doesn't end at the exterior. Looks like the interior is just as wild. It's like somebody went crazy. Like, let's design the most crazy exterior and interior of any vehicle ever, and this is what they came up with. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna judge it completely just yet. You know, let's not judge a book by its cover. It's a little bizarre looking, but that doesn't mean that it's not a great vehicle. I mean, after all, it is a Toyota product, so, boy, let's scoot this back. Yeah, so let's scoot this way back. There is a lot to take in here. Wow. Let's start with starting it. Ew. What is that, a little 4-cylinder? Is this a hybrid? I don't know. I don't think this is a hybrid. The miles on this are 27,983. I don't see any warning lights on the dash. But you get over here and it's like the latest fuel economy is 22.3 miles a gallon. That's really not that bad. Not bad at all. But it's like you've got your screen way up here. Then you got the air vents under it. And then you come down and you've got this. But then instead of it goes back under again. And you've got a cubby hole that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And a CD player, DVD, nav, whatever that is. And then you've got your power controls and your tuner for the radio that's all the way up here. And then further down, you finally get to your shifter, your parking brake, and your little mouse pad thing that people seem to really hate. That I think it's kind of cool. I don't know. I don't have to live with it on the daily, so I don't know. But I think that part is interesting, having a little mouse pad. And then Eco, Sport, and push for normal, I guess. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. This is such a weird, just a very bizarre setup. I'm going to buckle up, though, and we'll take it for a quick ride. But I guess first we should at least see what's under the hood. I fully suspect that it's just a little turbo 4-cylinder. You've got it paddle shifters. I mean, it's got to be fast. It's got paddle shifters, right? Let's see. And remember, we're parked next to the Malibu. Well, yes, Turbo 4. Okay, it's exactly what I said it was. Yeah. Well, it looks like a bug. It looks like some weird alien bug. Now, the only saving grace that I see to this bizarre looking Toyota is the fact that it has air-conditioned seats. I'm a kind of a sucker for air-conditioned seats, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I like to cool off after I spend time out in the heat being hot. We're parked right next to that black Malibu. I will put it back exactly where I got it from. But, you know, first we got to take it out. And did you notice, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there is an Escalade, and I walked right past it. Didn't even look at it. Didn't even give it a second glance. Well, I can't see to get out of here, so I could not imagine getting in an accident out here. I'm very cautious the way I drive out here. I would be so embarrassed if I had an accident in basically a parking lot. That would be very embarrassing. So I tend to go pretty slow. I'm going like 15. Yeah, I'm going 15 miles an hour, and I'm keeping track of what's going on all around me here. So here we are. We're at the track, and let's see what the little NX, whatever it is, 200, 300, 400. Let's see what the little thing can do. Am I going to be impressed? Oh, torque steer. No way. We got a little torque steer out of her. Okay. Well, am I thoroughly impressed? No. But I'll be honest with you, it put out a lot more than I was expecting it to. Boy, if only that was true with... Anyway, let's stick to cars. Okay. I'm going to put you down on the gauges, and let's give it some beans. Oh. You know, there's 60. Close enough to 60. And still plenty of runway left. Yeah, we still had plenty of room. So, you know, I said in a recent video that I hate turbos, and I still kind of stand by that. I'm not a big fan of turbos. I prefer superchargers, that instantaneous. And I had several people telling me, you're wrong about turbos. Turbo lag doesn't exist anymore. You're thinking back to the 80s and the 90s. And I'm sitting here going, no, I'm literally talking about today, right now. There is serious turbo lag in almost every turbo vehicle that I drive. After you hit that throttle, and I had other people telling me, that's not turbo lag, that's throttle lag. Listen, no, it's not. This is turbo lag. That's what it is. These things are, you know, you got a few seconds there from the time you give it the beans till the time it really starts moving. I'm just not a big fan of that. I'd rather have a bigger naturally aspirated engine that maybe doesn't get as good as fuel economy, just so I can go when I want to go, or put a supercharger on it, right? Superchargers are great. It's instantaneous, but it's a little more complicated to set up a supercharger than it is a turbocharger, and probably costs more money as well. With that said, even though this does have turbo lag, I am impressed that these little four cylinders are capable of really putting you back in the seat, giving you the torque. I mean, they move, they do. You just got to give them a second or two to spool up. Now, here's another one that I have a tendency to just walk past without giving a second look, and that is the Chrysler 300. And I don't know why. I've always loved the 300. You want to talk about a big, luxurious car? Man, these things are great. But the majority of them these days are V6s, you know, and I'm thinking, what happened to the Hemi? Man, they used to put Hemis in all of the, well, not all of them, but most of them had a Hemi. Now it's all about V6s. So I kind of stepped away from the Chrysler 300s. You can still find them with the Hemi. At least I think you can. Unfortunately, this one is not a Hemi, but this is a nice one. It's got the panoramic roof, it's got leather interior, it says it comes with 2 key fobs, books, records, navigation, leather seats, power, and sport wheels. Sport wheels, okay. Well, you know, it all adds up, I guess. It smells all right. It smells all right. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. And it does, like they said, it comes with 2 key fobs, probably remote start too, right? Let's see. Yep, remote start. Very nice. Interior is really clean. The seats are nice. This is a low miles unit too. I think this is like, what is it, 30,000 miles on this thing? Let's pop the hood. Oh, if I can find it. Looks like it's already popped. Tires look good. Yeah, 29,000 miles on it. 3.6 liter. Everything looks very clean under here, and it should. I mean, it's got no miles on it at all. This is practically a new car, guys. Yeah, this is pretty nice. I do like this. So we're gonna take this one for a spin. Let's fire it up. Nice screen there. It's not the biggest screen, but I mean, it's definitely a nice screen. You unfortunately don't have cooled seats. It runs great though. And the gauge cluster, look at that, absolutely beautiful. I love that. I don't know how they get that kind of illumination, but it's really nice. That's a really nice blue color. Runs out perfect. You got that typical Dodge Mopar weird shifter knob thing. I'm still not a fan of this. I've got it in my new truck, and just, I'll be honest with you, man, give me an old school over this any day. Or better yet, you know, put a shifter right here. You know what I mean? I would prefer to have an old school shifter right there, or one up here, versus this bizarre knob. All right, well, it looks like a nice vehicle. Why don't we take it for a spin? All right, let's take her for a ride and see what I think of the newer Chrysler 300s, because I had one back in the day, but it was an old school Chrysler 300. It was a 300C, which had the Hemi. And of course, I thought I was just the baddest car in town. I put an exhaust on it and, you know, all the stuff you do when you're younger. And yeah, it was supposed to be a luxury car, not a race car. But if you wanted a 300 as a race car, you could get one. It was the SRT8. Man, if you got a Chrysler 300 SRT, you were like boss hog, man. Never had one, always wanted one, and now you can't hardly find them anymore. And if you do, there's a premium for them. So needless to say, this is not a Hemi. It's a 3.6 naturally aspirated V6. So I kind of know what to expect from this engine, but it's different because it's in this vehicle that probably weighs a ton. Let's get it. Yeah, it's, you know, not impressive. That's what it is. It's not impressive. It's, I would call it average at best. At best, it's average. But I mean, what do you expect from a V6? And it's not a race car. It's not a sports car. It's supposed to be a very comfortable, you know, luxury style of car. Let's get you guys down here on the gauges. Let's give her a go. I mean, it gets it. It's no slouch. It's, I hesitate to call it slow. It is. I mean, it is slow. But for what it is, this big boat of a car with that V6 engine, it's fine. There you go. That's what I'm going to leave it as. It's fine. It's fine. It's not fast. It's, you know, it's a little lethargic, but it's not too bad, guys. I could live with something like this as a daily driver. I don't know what kind of fuel economy you're going to get out of it, but I'm going to assume It's probably not very good. You could probably, I hate to say it, I hate to say it. You could probably find something that's got a twin turbo V6 that gets far better fuel economy with far better horsepower, far better torque. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think of the Chrysler 300? Let's end this video with an SUV. A lot of people ask me to show more SUVs because I don't show a whole lot of them, but here's something. A 2022 Ford, is this an Expedition? It's pretty big. It looks too big to be an Explorer, so I'm going to assume this is an Expedition. This is it's a big Bertha vehicle. It's a limited max. It's a rental car, or it used to be. Now it's moving on to its new home with, you know, whoever ends up buying it. The thing is absolutely huge, and look at the color of this interior. I like this. Third row seats, of course. There's a lot of room in here. Panoramic roof. The doors are absolutely huge. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, this is nice. I like this. Lots of cubby holes, just like the F-150 we looked at in a previous video. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. I'm pretty certain this has the 3.5 liter EcoBoost, which overall seems to be a pretty good engine. I have my reservations about them, but you know, it's not really just about the 3.5, it's just all of the problems that I found with timing chains and tensioners, cam phasers, tapping, rattling. Oh, is this a 2.7? There's no engine cover on this, so could this be a 2.7? Guess what? We don't have an emissions label on the hood anywhere. Interesting. I'm fairly certain these are 3.5s, guys. I'm 99% certain that this is going to be a 3.5 liter. It's a very sharp looking vehicle, truly. Let's go ahead and fire this one up. Ooh, it's hot. Wow. Ooh, get some air conditioned seats going ASAP, man. Good night. 53,000 miles on the odometer. It runs great. It should. I mean, it's hardly got any miles on it at all. Yeah, this thing's pretty big. We are parked in spot 19. That is where this thing has to go back to, is number 19. I don't see any wireless charging though, unless maybe it's, oh yeah, so you have to put your phone in sideways down there, I guess. That's weird. There's a slight vibration. I wouldn't think that's normal, but you know, whatever. Let's crank this up. I'll tell you one of the things I love about these Fords, this giant screen. It's a really nice screen. Let me put it in reverse. Take a look at this. Well, you know what? The resolution actually isn't that good on the backup camera. I mean, it's good enough, but everything is really blurry. Like, everything back there is really, really blurry. Very blurry. My goodness. Yeah, but I mean, it is a large camera, though. You got a lot of real estate there. All right, let me put a seatbelt on, and let's take this thing for a quick ride. So it looks like this thing's been averaging 19.5 miles a gallon. It's honestly pretty impressive. Of course, you've got your 10-speed transmission, because Ford, they love their 10-speed, and I'll be the first to admit that 10-speed is responsible for bringing a lot of fuel economy to these things. I think you get an extra couple miles a gallon out of one of these with that 10-speed transmission. I just don't like the way it go ahead. I'm going that way. I don't like the way it hunts for gears. Damn, that dude was like mean mugging me, man. Golly. I don't know what his problem was. He's driving the wrong way. I don't know if you guys can tell, but you're supposed to be driving this way, right? Now listen, I drive the wrong way sometimes too. Sometimes it's just easier to go the wrong direction. But I'll tell you this, if I see somebody coming and I know that I'm going the wrong way, I'm going to be the first one to jump into a parking spot or something. I'm going to get out of your way because it's my bad. That guy like sat there like, where am I going to go? There's nowhere for me to go. You're literally blocking the entire road. I cannot get past you. I moved over for him and he sat there and stared at me. And then when I, motioned to him, gestured to him that I'm trying to go that way, he just kind of mean mugged me. It's not very nice, man. It's not very nice. Good night. Okay. My favorite part is the test track, man. I love this. I love this test track. Yeah, it's a slug. I mean, it's not supposed to be fast. But for me, I want something that can get out of its own way relatively easily. And that's because you never know when you're going to be in a situation where you really need to have some power readily available, to get yourself out of a bad situation. So I'm always looking for that in something that I'm going to be driving. Whatever it is, I need it to be able to get out of its own way in a hurry, because sometimes you need to move. Let's check out these different drive modes. It's got, what is it? Normal, towing, slippery, nice animations too, trail, eco. Oh, sport! That's what we were missing. Let's turn that AC down some so you can hear the power of this EcoBoost. All right, sport mode, here we go. Oh, that's much better. Much better. Yes. Yes, that I could do. That I could deal with. Absolutely. So it was probably in like normal mode or eco or whatever the first time. Yeah. You put it in sport. I would probably have to drive it in sport mode all the time. Like all the time, 24/7. It'd have to be in sport mode. But yes, absolutely. I was going to say, man, it felt awful weak for an EcoBoost. A 3.5. It felt pretty damn weak, guys. So, yeah. Okay, let me see if I can get down here. I don't want to run anybody off the road. And we were in spot, I think I'm actually in the wrong, dang it. I'm in the wrong row. I'm in the wrong row. All right, let me go park this thing. If I remember right, we were in spot 19. Maybe I can do it right here. Can I get to it right here? Yeah. There it is. There it is, right there. Put it right back where we got it from. Simple as that. Make sure that I'm still in my lane. Not bad. Looks pretty good. Put it in park. Yes, in sport mode, man, this thing actually does get it. It does. Where's the button? There it is. It's hiding back here. Air-conditioned seats feel really nice. This thing handled like an absolute dream. Runs like a dream. Sounds great. I really like this. If I was in the market for a big SUV, this would be something I might actually consider. But then again, right over there is a new Suburban, and I might also consider one of those. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this video. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch my videos, to join me on these walkarounds and test drives. I truly do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content, hit the thumbs up button. Let me know that you enjoyed the video. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.